Hello everyone. I'm recording this video called 20 Minutes About Me as a series of videos to share my experience. The reason I'm doing this is to let potential collaborators, investors, and recruiters know more about me. I believe it is quite important to know a person's value, expertise, and vision before deciding to work with them. In this video, I will share my experience for doing startups and freelancing. I will share what I have learned from my experience and how those experiences have shaped me as a person. Some of reflections might be useful for you, so I hope you enjoy this video. When I'm trying to be an entrepreneur, I failed a lot of times, but I have also learned a lot from those failures. Ever since ChatGPT was released, I started to build up different applications with it. The first one I did is called AI Watcher. I remember I was so excited when I finished it. I thought many people will use it, but it turned out that only a few people use it. This app is to help people to track what's going on in the AI community, gather all the news. Basically, it's called AI Watcher, so tracking everything about AI community. So in the end, it failed. Now, when I look back, I think the reason it failed is that I didn't do enough research on the market. The project itself is more like a toy project. After this toy project, I developed the second application called Be Prepared Studio. This app is to help people to match their resumes with job descriptions. This one failed too. Some people give me some good feedbacks, but most of them didn't use it at all. I also didn't promote it well. So Be Prepared Studio is more like a dynamic web application, and it is slightly more complex than AI Watcher. So I mainly use Fast API as the back end and Svelte as the front end. Later, I got a freelancer project from a company called Just Experts. This firm is a consultation company that provides service to other companies. I was responsible for using large-scale web scraping and big data analysis to help a printing firm to gain more customers. Based on my analysis, an online publishing company called Book Kitchen was founded to help influencers to publish their books. I consider this project as a success. I mainly use Python, R programming, and Docker to deliver the project. Based on this experience, I developed a small application called AI-powered company search. This app is to help people to find potential customers for their business. I personally like the app, and sometimes I even still use it now. I consider this project as a success, but probably with 50% discount. I used OpenAI's API, Fast API, and Svelte to build this app. So why this project is only 50% success? First of all, I got some attention from the market. For instance, a guy called Ming Xi contacted me on LinkedIn and asked me to schedule a meeting. Later, I learned that he is the CEO of Tiger Graph, a main company who is focusing on graph database. Since I also shared my product on the YouTube channel, some people also contacted me there and asked me how I built the app. From those experiences I learned, building something is just the first step. To sell it, you really have to promote it very hard. Promote it as the last day. I think when we start our own business, we always wish or expect that our business will be successful. But the reality is that most of business will fail. But gather experience from those failures is the most important thing, I think. There's no way you could become an entrepreneur unless you really do it. Also, during developing those applications, I improved my skills in many technologies. As this image shows that this is my current favorite stacks, I also learned that technology itself is not enough. If you did not do enough research on the market, your project could become a debt even. The other thing I want to emphasize is that never lie in the business world and never exaggerate your achievements. If you do, you will lose your credibility, and overall, it is a very small world. People will know you anyway. For those who do lie or exaggerate, they are wasting people's time and social resources. They are also wasting their own time. Now I want to share some strategic thinking and reflections. If you check some videos or go to attend some startup workshops, you might have seen this kind of image, which tells you that to have a successful startup, you need to have ideas, goals, build up teams, and then do research on market and consider many other factors. Then you will have a successful startup. But in my opinion, this image is not correct. I will tell you why. When I started my first startup, I thought I noticed some problems or opportunities that I can solve or explore. Then I told myself, look at, there are some demands at the market and I can provide some solutions, products or service for the market simply because I can. Supply matches demand, then I should make lots of money. Unfortunately, things are not that simple. When you try to solve a problem, you need to employ human resources, you need to spend some time on it. You also, of course, need financial resources. For every kind of resource, you have to think about its opportunity cost. For instance, the time you spend on your project, you could spend it on other things, such as working with your dog, or playing guitar, or having a date with your girlfriend. For the human resources, you have to think about the opportunity cost of the people you hire. She or he could work for other companies, or she or he could start her or his own business. This is also true for the financial resources. Therefore, one has to appreciate the opportunity cost of every resources. To put it into a nutshell, all projects compete for resources. Let me repeat again. All projects compete for resources. So for every resources you want to use, you have to offer a competing price, which means it has to be better than the second best alternative. Because building up new things costs a lot of resources, it is very important to think about it, who will pay for it. What I have learned is that entrepreneurs have to offer much better or cheaper solutions or products for the different, or completely new one that did not exist before, but still people want it. Otherwise, the market will not accept it. This leads us to this reflection. The existence of unexploited opportunities does not imply any inefficiency at all. I like this one so much, so I would repeat it again. The existence of unexploited opportunities does not imply any inefficiency at all. In market, one should assume that every resource stays at its best price without disturbing forces. Therefore, I realize that the key to entrepreneur success is to possess sufficient judgment to recognize the true opportunities and to screen out false ones. But having sufficient judgment is rare, and only top entrepreneurs have this kind of ability. If one is not talented to do that, we can let the market help us to screen out false ones. But how? The answer is simple. Let the market decide. Like my friend Daniel told me, sell first, think and build later. This is the best way to let the market decide. If you can sell your product or service first, then you can build it later or invest more to make it better. Otherwise, you should not waste your time and resources on it. Okay, this is the end of my sharing for this episode. I hope you can learn something from it, and thank you for listening.